cut my hair today? I feel like that's a real possibility. I've been having it in this clip for, I don't know, every single day for the past 5 years. And my scalp just hurts. I mean, I can really go to lose just like 4 inches. It won't be a big deal. So I guess I might be doing that today. Other things that I plan on doing today. I am hungry. I don't know if I've eaten today. I have eaten, you know what I've eaten? My hyperfixation meal of the honey jalapeno hummus and buffalo pretzels. But for the most part, it's been kind of a lazy day. I say that with a grain of salt because no day is really lazy, but there isn't like a million things to do. So I think I'm just gonna do some stuff around the house today. The kids have off from school because of teacher conferences. My 2 older girls are actually on their way. They'll be home by the time you see this, but they're on their way on a big trip. The doorbell, it's never ending. That was someone for the addition. The hair didn't last very long. You guys, I say it's a lazy day and then it never is. But I still have plenty to do, always. What was I saying? Okay, hold on. I have like 3 things in my head that I want to talk about. First thing, the addition, they have made progress, but I say that with my face looking like this, okay? So I guess I'll share that. Second thing, I already forgot. Oh, the girls, they're on a big trip. They're going to visit my grandmother, my Oma, and my mom, and that side of the family, and I'm just so pumped for them. It'll be for a long weekend, and they're gonna see snow for the first time, and I wish we could have all gone together, but it's just like we're a lot of people. Avelina wanted it to be intimate. She actually brought it up to us and was like, hey, you know, because okay, so there's so many layers to this. Like, I feel like in many families, you know, there are kids who are able to establish like a good relationship with their grandparents, whether they see them often or go to their house on the weekends or whatever, spend the night there. We don't have that. So I think it's like so special that she wants to grow her relationship with a family member. So they're going, the 2 older girls, we ended up sending them together. So I feel like it's a big trip and I'm really excited for them to have some quality time there. Okay, I'm also like really nervous because I'm like airplanes and all that stuff, right? And Wentworth is over here working hard on his IXL, even though they have the day off from school. That doesn't mean they get a break from education. You guys know I love IXL and they are very kindly supporting me and partnering with me on today's video. Huge thanks to them for continuing our partnership and massive thanks to you for supporting me when I have amazing partners like IXL. IXL is an online learning program that we've used for like 10 years. It offers practice in key subjects like English and math, but then they also offer Spanish and science as well. I truly love the program. I feel like it really encourages my kids to excel in their learning. The extra home learning that the kids do with IXL, I feel like has really helped my kids excel to the top of their class. And even before Meredith started school, she did IXL practice to help set her up for success. So a few features that IXL provides that I love are the practice questions. They help my kid learn with examples, and it's built for audio and visual learners. It's also backed by research that it will improve your child's test scores, and it offers diagnostics that help me understand where my child needs more help, like where I should encourage them to practice more. And not only enhances learning, it's a great support.
We've had IXL for several years and I'm always finding new and exciting features that IXL offers. So this is an action plan that IXL put together for my child after they did the diagnostic to provide lessons that my child would benefit from and the areas in which my child needed more support or more practice.
It's great for kids of all ages. So obviously Meredith is in pre-K and I have kids all throughout elementary school, and then I also have a middle schooler, and IXL also offers learning for high schoolers as well. So no matter what age your child is, IXL has something that will encourage their learning and challenge them and meet them right where they're at. It has built-in tools like video tutorials, detailed explanations, and learning games, which my kids really love, and it's also super convenient because I can download the app on my kid's iPad, and whenever we're out and about, or if we're hanging back waiting for another kid to get done with an after school activity, I can say, okay, pull out your iPads and practice some IXL. And then of course it's also great at home where I can say, okay, take a break and do IXL for a little bit. It's really simple and manageable for them to practice like a couple lessons at a time. It's great if you're homeschooling as well. I feel like it'll be a really great resource. But obviously we don't homeschool, and I've loved it. My kids have used it in their school for 10 years. I'm telling you, Avelina has used it since she was in pre-K. So I would really encourage you to check them out. You can get 20% off of your first year subscription or your first month. They offer family memberships that start at $7.96 a month. And if you're interested, just check out the link in my description box below, and you can use my link to get 20% off. Exciting update, IXL's 25th anniversary is coming up, so let's celebrate with a giveaway. One of you will be lucky enough to win 1 free year of IXL. All you have to do is leave a comment, let me know what your favorite subject in school was, follow IXL and myself on YouTube, and leave your Instagram handle in your comment so I can message you directly. I'll leave all the details in my description box below. Good luck! As soon as they're done with a little bit of brain exercise, then we're gonna head outside and do a little physical exercise because it's such a nice day outside. Before I do any of that, I'm gonna throw some laundry in, come on. Oh my word. I just went to Wentworth's room to gather his dirty clothes. And well, I mean, I grabbed from all over the house, but on my way back, I noticed the enormous garbage bag that was behind me the whole time. Mrs. Doubtfire style. Oh my gosh, so embarrassing, but like, that's my life. I don't clean up just to set a camera down. Clearly. Oh my gosh, so much sand. The kids have been having fun, and actually Avelina had a friend over the other day, and they were talking about like, you know, and so she was saying like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired, I'm yawning. It's not even time where I should be anywhere close to yawning. What am I trying to say? Avelina and her friend went down by where we have our sand pit, and she's like, we're gonna pretend we're at the beach. So they like laid out and, you know, did all the things. And I thought, man, they've got a pretty good childhood, right? This isn't even full. I'll get more stuff in a minute. Let me tell you something. I don't know if it's the weather or what. I mean, it's sunshiny outside. It's vitamin D galore. I don't know why I'm tired. I was telling Alex earlier, like, man, I'm tired. He's like, you know what would help with that? I was like, what? And he said, getting a good night's rest. I was like, I don't know how to do that. I don't know what this is either. Oh my gosh, it's no joke. Some days, okay, I'm gonna be rude, as I have locked myself in here. There are so many towels. Alex at night sometimes takes kids, the older kids, to one of his friends' houses that has a jacuzzi. And so now he's trying to persuade me into getting a jacuzzi, and I'm like the queen of no. I say no to everything. This was not a full load, no freaking way. It's like 4 towels in here and 2 pairs of socks. Anyway, do you have a jacuzzi? Like, I feel like it's just one more thing to clean. It's gonna be another eyesore. I feel like everything is caving in on me, and that's why I've been doing a lot of organizing videos, because I feel like slowly but surely things are looking better, making me feel better. And I feel like once the addition is done, because that's a lot of space over there that we have plenty of things to fill it with. Once everyone has their own space, I feel like I'll be able to breathe. But there's still no end in sight. Anyway, that's not even what I initially wanted to say. I was just saying, like, that's why there's a million towels here. I actually don't know why I started off on that tangent, but I will say this morning, like, I was tired. I don't get to sleep in, like, ever. And so sometimes I get annoyed, like, I'm up again, it's 5:30, why? I understand why. I have children. I am a caregiver. That is my duty. That is my job. That is my responsibility. But sometimes I just want a break. Even if it's like 10 minutes where no one is touching me and it's quiet. Like this morning, I just went in the addition, I made the kids breakfast, fed them, and I was like, I snuck away into the addition. There's literally nothing in there, so it's kind of peaceful. Part of me is like, let's keep it like this. And so I just sat in there and did nothing and just stared. So far it's the best 10 minutes of my day. Another one. I love my kids with everything in me, but sometimes I just am touched out, man. Oh my gosh, is this why people drink coffee? I don't know what it is, but anyway, so sometimes I throw a pity party for myself, right? I'm like, oh, I'm so tired and I never get to sleep in and blah, blah, blah. I made a deal with myself. Well, listen, when the kids wake up, let's just do something right away. Let's just go to the park. But guess who's at the park at 7 a.m.? No one. And then I think, well, I should probably just, go in my backyard. There's plenty of stuff to do for the kids. They can run around. There's like soccer, there's volleyball, even though the net is like 700 feet high. What are they gonna do with that? But my point is, there's plenty for them. Like they just wanna run around and play and have fun. Oh my gosh. So I've been trying to do that. Have you seen the audio on Instagram where it's like, oh, I've been feeling down lately. Hold on, let me pull it up for you so I don't mess it up. I don't even know if I've saved it. I'm sure I could find it. I can't find it. My battery's dying. Hold on. Okay, I found it. So it's just an audio, but it's like, I'm feeling down these days and I don't really know why. And the audio says, have you exercised today? No. Did you go outside today? No. Have you talked to anyone today? No. Did you eat well? No. Did you limit your scrolling time? No. Did you make any plans? No. Did you drink any water? No. Did you get enough sleep? No. And I feel like the sleep really impacts so much more. Everything. That's what I'm struggling with the most. All right, let's go. Okay, we played outside for a little bit. A lot of life has been lived. And I just went through a couple of recipe books to try to find out what the heck is for dinner tonight. And apparently I landed on the desserts page and that's all I can think about. Oh crap, my camera's still dying. Okay, desserts galore. I feel like that's the most important thing to eat. It is Brownie Friday after all. I found these Chuck Wagon brownies. They look so good. I'm gonna find a brownie recipe, or I'm gonna poll the kids and see what they would rather have, but I feel like this is gonna be a winner. They're cookies, kind of like a whoopie pie, but with cookies and cream on the inside. Confetti sugar cookie sandwich. I mean, I'm drooling just thinking about it. That's from the Joanna Gaines' cookbook. And then I also found, in here I found 2 contenders for dinner tonight. And actually I'm kind of craving just like a Chick-fil-A salad, Cobb salad. Did you know it's like $10 if you go to Chick-fil-A? And they messed up our order and didn't add it to this is the last time we ordered it, like, I don't know, 2 months ago, last time we had Chick-fil-A. But because listen, when you go out to eat and you're a family of 7, it's $50, $60, even fast food. It's crazy and it's disgusting. That's why it's a treat. But anyway, so I ordered the Cobb salad that just has eggs. It's just a normal salad with hard-boiled eggs, cheese. They put the chicken pieces in there and I don't even know what else. They give you like almonds to put on top. It's nothing special. But they charge like $10 for it. It's crazy. So I might make that as like a side salad because I think I have all the ingredients. I mean, I have cheese, hard-boiled eggs, and chicken. So I might make that, but 2 contenders here. I'm not really sure what that's called, but that looks really good. And then mushroom and black pepper pasta. I might do that. I don't have to take out any meat to thaw, and then I can just add some meat in my salad and be good to go. But I'm less excited about that and more excited about these confetti sugar cookie sandwiches. So I'm gonna tidy the kitchen and think about it. I also filled up my cup with some hydration station because I feel like that will really help my energy. It's proven by science.
So there are a couple of studies, and I know a lot of people are really into drinking coffee and thinking that it's, really good. It gives you more energy. And in fact, correct me if I'm wrong, I guess I could Google this, but if you drink coffee, it doesn't give you energy. I think it just blocks whatever it is in our bodies that tells us that we're tired. I don't know. Let me Google it. So hold on. I did pull up. It says about water being better than coffee. It says one study concluded that drinking 500, of course, is this one singular study? How many have been done? It concluded that drinking 500 milliliters of water boosted metabolic rate by 30% in both men and women. And starting your day off with a glass of water rather than a cup of coffee will give you the energy you need to start the day off right. And second, staying hydrated by drinking water prevents fatigue. It's the little things. All right, well, hold the heck on. I just saw something else So I read a couple things and I walked away from my computer. I had to pull it up again. At first it said something about being middle-aged. Hey, hands up if you're middle-aged, all right, whoop whoop. And so this is a recent study suggests that staying well hydrated may be associated with a reduced risk for developing heart failure. What? I mean, it makes sense. Our body's like 70% water or something like that. It's wild and crazy. Stay hydrated out there. You know what I always say, hydrate, it purifies your soul and all that good stuff. So, okay, what's happening here? Sourdough, from hydrating to sourdough, carbs and all the good stuff. A sourdough is actually pretty healthy. I say that with a question mark. Okay, so I needed to feed my sourdough as if I needed one more thing to take care of, right? This is actually my second sourdough. There's a whole story behind it, but it was in my fridge and that's the hooch you see on top. So anyway, I'm feeding it just flour and water, and sourdough was actually pretty simple. It's a living thing. Is it a living thing? I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Don't ask me. Does it breathe? Okay, now I have a whole lot more questions than answers. But what I want to bring your attention toward is the DAX board behind me, that illuminating computer screen. You're like, Kim, why do you have a computer in your kitchen? Allow me to explain. I got it for Christmas as a Christmas gift from Alex. And I think it was really a Christmas gift to himself. He went to a friend's house and saw that they had one, started asking questions about it. He's like, wow, this is really cool. I think we could really benefit from having one of these in our house. So it is essentially an electronic calendar, but it's so much more than that. He knows all the specific details and inner workings of it. I just like it because it is a display and it looks nice. So we have our calendar on there, and it's not going to stay on our kitchen counter. Actually, we just put a spot up on our wall for it, but we had to put like an outlet on the wall for it. So anyway, now it's up off the counter, which I like clear countertops because I am a minimalist. But anyway, on the DAX screen, some of them are touchscreen. We didn't go that fancy because obviously it costs more money to do, different things with it. But this has our calendar. It shows a couple days at a time. You can really customize it. Some people put the whole month in review. We just have so much going on each day. So we put it just a couple days at a time. We also have the weather up there, and we have like a picture slideshow and, a quote or something that, every minute or two refreshes. So it's a really cute thing to have, and we've been enjoying it. And yeah, DAX, it's really cool. If you're interested in looking up something like that, I know there are a few different systems, but that's what we've been enjoying.
All right, a few rounds of hullabaloo later. If you're looking for a great indoor game that will keep your kids entertained and also semi-active, they like run around, they look, if you haven't heard of Hullabaloo, highly recommend. I'm like out of breath. I had to run downstairs, someone else was at the door, and really I'm just out of shape, just like out of breath. But we did decide, speaking of how out of shape I am, let's make some cookies and then dinner, and then we'll eat and progress the rest of our night. But it will be an early dinner, but it's just me and the smaller kids, so I feel like that's no one. I feel like. So it'll be nice and simple tonight. All right, a mushroom and black pepper pasta. Oh my goodness. We're gonna eat Wolfgang tonight. Nom, 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 nom. Hey, say hi. Hi. Before I start on dinner, I almost forgot, to show you the addition. So let's take a little field trip to the addition. Get ready to feast your eyes on some progress. Hey-oh. Try not to cry like I did. Yes, there's a door, not a hallway. There's a door in the hallway. It's a long story. I feel like I have explained it pretty well. Is this doorway? Is this like, what? It's on both sides. It's not even like flush. Honestly, that's the least of our problems. But I shared on Instagram, this doorway is temporary. So it is a temporary solution because the architect that we have on the project currently will only approve plans to move this load because this is a load-bearing wall in which he missed. Literally the first question we asked him was, hey, is this a load-bearing wall? Would we be able to bust through this wall and make an addition here? He said, yeah, no problem, it'll be great. So he continued on with the rest of his plans, and this is one of the last things that they had to do was bust down this wall, right? So when they decided to do that, they found out it is in fact a load-bearing wall. So we had the architect drop some plans to relocate the load. Well, his plans included moving the load in such a way that would literally cost us $30,000. So we said, I'm sorry, what? Think up a new idea, dude, right? So then we had like several contractors come, more architects give us some ideas, and they came up with a couple of ideas, but our architect that is on this plan won't approve it or something? I don't know, don't ask me questions. He's just being difficult. He also ghosted us for several months. Like it's a problem. So anyway, to pass inspection in order to wrap up this project, and then we'll have to start a new project with a new architect because that's how it goes when you get permits. You have to like stay with the architect on the plan apparently. I don't really know, but that's the plan, to like finish this, because that is not large enough to have a hallway, because a hallway has to be a certain width. That is only wide enough for a door. I could literally cry looking at it. I don't like to think about what's happening, which is really unfortunate because like this is an exciting thing. It's 2 years in the making, almost 2 years in the making. Okay, it's over 2 years in the making from when we hired the architect, but from when we signed the contract with a contractor, it is 1 month away from being 2 years, which is just honestly embarrassing. Not for me. So anyway, everything is looking really great aside from like this is just not at all what I thought. And then up here, if you can see, they still have the hallway closet light. Not the hallway, just the walk-in closet light, because this used to be Avelina's walk-in closet, and they didn't change that out because it's not in the plan. Like, it's the details, you guys, the details. So I digress. We have to keep a door here for whatever reason, whether it's like too much money that we don't want to spend to make a hallway or relocate the load, whatever. I was thinking of making that door a hidden door, like a Murphy door, and make it look like a bookcase, and we can kind of continue it on so it'll look like the whole wall is supposed to be a bookcase, but then you go ahead and push it and it opens up into a door. You know what I'm talking about, a Murphy door. I mean, I don't know what they were called. I had to like Google what, I don't remember what I Googled, but I thought, you know what, that would be a great idea to put here to make it interesting and make lemonade out of lemons, if you catch my drift. Guess I could turn the hallway light on so you guys can see. Not that there's much new to see since I showed you last, that we do have doors. We do have, well, I guess I'll just give you a little tour real quick. This door, I keep looking at it, but maybe it's annoying. Okay, the one pro to this, oh, I hate it. The one single pro to this is that it does block out noise from the rest of the house. Like, how long has this door been on and it is so scuffed up? It's been on 1 day, by the way. That was kind of rhetorical. I know the answer, but you don't. If we made this a Murphy door with like a bookshelf, we would try to continue it all the way. I think, I don't really know. I haven't thought about it too hard. It's just an idea that I have, but here it is. This is what's happening. The tile's done. Have you seen the tile, the hallway tile? Well, here it is. What is this called? The trim? The footboard? I forgot what those are called. I need to clean the baseboards. The baseboards are on. All throughout, the doors are back on the hinges. If you can see on the doors, we also have door handles, in which I had to run to the store several times the other day to get the correct door handles. Apparently some of them have a left and a right for closets and whatnot, and some of them have locks, some of them don't, some of them are for closets and bedroom doors. It's way more complicated than I initially thought, but it's all looking nice. It's very echoey. The floor is a whole other situation I won't even talk about. Gaping like pits everywhere. And I won't even get to that because they want to charge us more for some, I don't even want to talk about it.
Okay, so here's the bathroom. Everything looks nice. The mirrors still need to be hung and the hardware still needs to go on here. But they did hang up the towel hooks, the robe hooks. And then in here, oh, hello, buddy. This is where all of the IKEA closet stuff is. So we have to put those together. But the handles on the doors look great if you ask me. But that's the update on the addition. I feel like, I mean, it's looked like this for months. And it's just hard to know that we're this close to moving in. But this close could literally mean 6 more months. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't have expectations on a moving date. I don't even ask anymore. We did have an inspector come by, and then there was a problem with that they had to fix. So it's just, I don't know, a nightmare. One day, these halls will be filled with the sounds of my children and the pitter-patter. Oh, hi, buddy. Oh, you're so handsome. And that's the update so far. All right, let's go make dinner because I don't want to think about this anymore. Come on inside. I guess it's all inside. I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm gonna get the water started for the pasta. I'm gonna start slicing and dicing. I just rinsed my mushrooms off. I used to just use a damp paper towel, but I feel like if I'm cooking them right away, I'll just run them under the sink and it turns out just fine. I like to slice these pretty thin. The recipe calls for literally 3 different kinds of mushrooms. My Costco only sells 1, so that's what I'm working with. So 12 ounces altogether. I don't know, I just grabbed enough where I feel like this is probably more than I could eat. Mushrooms have a great beefy flavor in my opinion. I really like them. I used to hate them. Oh, thank you. A sock? You wanna put your sock on? Wolfgang has recently figured out how to use the water in our fridge, like to get water. So he'll grab a huge cup and then get water and then just spill it everywhere. So the recipe doesn't call for a zucchini, but I figured I'm gonna add it anyway because I really like zucchini. Your other sock? It's wet. Yeah. And then I'm gonna cut up an onion. It calls for a shallot. I just think a shallot is a cross between an onion and some garlic. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna cut up some onion and some garlic. I'm gonna throw a couple cloves of garlic in here, and by a couple I mean probably 8. All right, peel the garlics out of their casings. I have found, I recently got like the peeled garlic already. This has so much more flavor if you're wondering. If you have the extra time to be able to do this, and really what does it take, a few more minutes? It's really worth it. I'm just gonna mince it up. So I get really frustrated when there are recipes like this. So it says like cook the pasta, scoop out 1.5 cups of the pasta water. But then I'm looking through and what do you do with the pasta water? Melt butter, cook veggies, stirring frequently until the liquid cooks off. The liquid from the mushrooms or the liquid because you added the pasta water here. Add a pinch of salt, pepper, cook for a little bit, pour in the cream, add Parmesan. I'm so like, do you know what I mean? The frustration within me boils. Okay, I figured out where we put the pasta water. It's all the way at the very end. I feel like if it's 1.5 cups, it should be more substantial than like adding a little splash if you need to thin it out. That's actually exactly how the Pioneer Woman speaks, so I don't know what you're talking about. I threw in the fancy pasta because we're fancy. So I'm gonna melt a few tablespoons of butter. Once the butter is melted, I'm going to add in all of the vegetables and the garlic. So I have zucchini, mushrooms, that onion, and then the garlic too. I'm gonna let this cook out. Really simple recipe. So once the liquid is all cooked out, because the mushrooms are going to expel a lot of liquid because they have a lot of moisture in them, then you throw in just a pinch of salt and then a heavy load of black pepper. And then mix this together, cook that for a little bit, and then add 3/4 cup of heavy whipping cream. Let this reduce for a couple of minutes. Pasta's done over here, so I'm gonna drain it. Hot, that's right. I think it's reduced a fair amount, plus my kids are chomping at the bit to eat. So I'm going to add, it calls for 8 ounces of pasta. I made the whole pack just so I could give some to my kids plain, if they would prefer that. And mix it in, and then if it's too thick of a sauce, you just, oh, I forgot to reserve water. It doesn't matter, I don't care that much. But if I did have the starchy pasta water, it would bind the sauce to the pasta a little better. I think this is just perfect. Pasta primavera. Oh wait, that's not all, hold up. Can't have a nice Italiano pasta dish without some freshly grated Parmesan cheese. I always want more Parmesan, but I'm embarrassed. It's my kid's favorite song. I got a nice chunk of fresh Parmesan. Check me out. So this recipe was so simple, a great, easy weeknight meal, vegetarian option. I know it has pasta, and that's not always my favorite thing to eat. But sometimes I'm like, give me all the carbs, you know? And I make something similar to this, like a veggie pasta, but not with a heavy sauce, with creamy, not like a creamy sauce. It has more of a lemony vinaigrette sauce, and I much prefer that one. It has veggies that are more hearty, and these I feel like just fall apart after you cook them for a while. So there's my hot take. It was good.
I'm looking through the list of ingredients for the cookies that we're about to make. Leave it to Joanna Gaines to assume that I have cake batter extract. What? I was pulling out some sprinkles. I pulled out my huge bag of sprinkles, so we'll see what can work in here. It's also so fancy. It calls for cake flour. I don't have cake flour. I have bread flour, which I know has more protein than cake flour, but I feel like that might be fine. Everything else seems pretty basic: flour, sugar, egg, that kind of thing. I'm gonna pull out the KitchenAid. You got that daydream look in your eyes. So for the cookies, it starts out with 1 cup of butter, in which I threw in the microwave. I do 10-second increments and then flip the butter over and then do 10 more seconds. As you can see, it's perfectly soft. I let it go a little bit too long. You know, sometimes I try to plan, like, ooh, take the butter out, but it never works. That's been out for a couple hours. Maybe that's why it melted more than usual. And then I'm going to add 1.5 cups of sugar. If I can find my kettle attachment. Got it. I'm gonna beat this for just a couple of minutes. What's the difference between cake flour and self-rising? I just asked my Google device what the difference between self-rising flour and bread flour was, or cake flour. I don't even know. I lost my attention span in the middle of her explaining it. Like, no thank you. She gave me her whole dissertation. Okay, that's enough, seriously. I gotta tell you something. Just the smell of butter and sugar, oh my God. How long has it been since I've cooked anything? This smells so good. It's been too long is the answer, too long. All right, I'm about to blow your mind. First of all, look how white this looks, so delicious. This is where you add the cake batter extract. I have never seen that in my local grocery store. I bet Whole Paycheck has it. Seems like a place Joanna Gaines shops at. Thank you so much. Let's put that in here. I'm going to add a little bit of vanilla extract in here. Give that a mix. Oh, I almost forgot, 2 eggs. I'm just gonna pop that in. Mix it in between to incorporate it all. There you go. This seems to be all of it. Okay, so here we go with the important part. 2 cups of cake flour, 1 cup of all-purpose flour. So I'm going to add the all-purpose flour first. And then to make the cake flour, listen, it calls for, I don't even know. It calls for all-purpose flour. But then instead, I'm using bread flour, I don't know. So I'm gonna put 2 cups of this in. But then, to make it cake flour, you take out 2 tablespoons. So I'm gonna take out 4 tablespoons. This seems a little ridiculous. And then add in what we just took out with cornstarch. Well, wouldn't you know it, I'm fresh out of that. But I do have arrowroot powder, and I feel like that's the best substitute I can do at the moment. And we're just gonna see how our how this works out. Okay, that can't be it. That would seem extremely dry. So on top of that, I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon of baking soda and half a teaspoon of baking powder. And then obviously sift that so everything's nice and aerated. And then just mix it together. Uh-oh, it's going everywhere. We've got a flower shower. Uh-oh, that is really dry. All right, that is actually looking great. Now, dude.
Put the flour back in the bag.
It doesn't go in there, it goes in here. Good boy. This is the best part. You add in half a cup of the rainbow sprinkles. Woo! You're supposed to add salt too, but I forgot about that. It'll be fine. Mix that just gently until it's incorporated. That's cool. This dough looks really fun and festive. If you're making something for a birthday party, this would be great. Look how nice and soft this dough is too. Gotta take a taste test. Salmonella, I dare you. It is delightful. Now it's calling for a 1 ounce cookie scoop. Like do I need to, I'm done. That's good to me.
So Joanna Gaines normally has ingredients in her recipes that are like specialty ingredients. So, you know, the dinner I made from Pioneer Woman is all about like that average mom, you know, and Joanna Gaines is all about the elevated mom or person, who cares? And they just can't relate. You know what I mean? Like, first of all, this recipe called for cake batter extract. Like, who has that? Who, like, I might be picking it up because these cookies were so great and I definitely want to make them again. So I need to put that on my grocery list. And then I also need some cake flour, apparently. These did have like a tiny weird aftertaste because I did put that arrowroot powder in there. So you can kind of taste it. But after you ate a cookie or two, like, it didn't matter because you're like, wow, these are delicious. They were so great. The texture was fantastic. I will definitely make these again. Loved the sprinkles. I just thought it was like fun and festive. And I know they sell sprinkles that are, you know, lower on the sugar end or sugar-free or something like that. That's not really something I'm interested in at the moment. But it's been a while since we've made cookies specifically. I don't even know if I made cookies during the holiday season. Oh, this is the icing that I made in the middle. So it's just 1 stick of butter and I softened it, whipped it up. And then I'm adding 1.5 cups of powdered sugar. I cut it in half. I think it doubled. The recipe was for double this, but I knew I wasn't going to ice all of the cookies. We ate most of them without the icing. So it's 1.5 cups of powdered sugar, 1 stick of butter, and a little splash of milk. I think I may have put heavy cream in there or something. I'm walking back and forth because children. Wolfgang started doing this really hilarious thing where he climbs up the back of the couch. Like, not, it's the front of the couch, but he like goes to like jump over it. I'm like, oh my gosh, someone is going to end up in a hospital. I'm not sure which kind of hospital, but it might be me in an institution. Okay, if he doesn't stop doing that. So, yeah, that was a really fun time. Okay, and then this, you know, normally on Fridays we make brownies. It's Brownie Friday, but today we made cookies. I think last week we had not s'mores bar, what is that called? A fondue set. So, Brownie Friday, it's really just sugar. Okay, if the kids have sugar, they are good to go. They're happy about it. But we typically like to do something fun on Friday. It could be cookies or brownies. Brownie Friday. And it doesn't matter as long as there's sugar involved. And my kids are happy. And then I'm happy because I'm like, ooh, I love cake. I love sugar. Give me all of it, you know? So it gives me something to look forward to. And then, of course, for the next couple of days, we have a treat to munch on. Brownies don't really last as long as these cookies did. I think just from the sheer volume of what we made, but the kids always have a good time. And then normally the older girls are here and they always make make something from scratch. Typically it's brownies. It doesn't always have to come from a box, although we do love Ghirardelli brownie mix in a pinch. That's our favorite. It just tastes the best. And the batter is so good. Oh, I haven't had the batter in a while because we've been making it from scratch. This cookie batter, by the way, salmonella, I dare you, it was delicious. Okay, so once you take the cookies out of the oven, I think I cooked them for around 10 minutes in the oven. Let them cool on the sheet pan for 5 minutes. I'm salivating. And then take them off, put them on a cooling rack. Really, they're cool by now, so you don't really have to do that. But they were delicious. They looked good. They tasted great. I'll definitely be making these again. And then if you want to elevate it from there, I mean, just look at that little perfect little cookie there. Make sure before you take them out of the oven, just the tiniest bit of golden brown on the bottom there, and that's when you're gonna know that they're done. And you can't even take them off the pan right away because they're so super soft. I take a little dollop, a 1 ounce dollop, if you will, of the icing, throw it on there. This is how I make whoopie pies too. And then I just thought, oh my gosh, this is the sweetest little, cutest little treat. Careful not to eat too many of them because I'm sure the sugar content is through the roof, but it sure was absolutely delicious. Would make these again. Can confirm that I definitely ate way too many of them. I don't know if you saw in the previous clip that Wolfgang was off to the side getting water from the fridge. It's his new favorite thing, and it also drives me bonkers because he doesn't drink it. He just dumps it on the ground. A lot of people do this with their cookie. They like cut it in half like that. I just thought it was funny to share with you the inside. Like, ooh, what's the inside look like? Just as good as the outside. Oh, and this is the sourdough. Once it rose, I don't know, I think this was the end of the night or maybe the next morning. I can't remember. But it was bubbling over, which is the first time my sourdough has done this. That means it's super active and ready to bake. I've been baking a lot of stuff with my sourdough. And I'll share more about sourdough in my next Homestead Happenings video. I don't know when I've been planning to film it for a while, but it hasn't happened yet. Be careful though, like if it does bubble over, you need to clean that crap up right away because I made the mistake of leaving it on the can. What is that called? Not a bottle, like the glass jar. And that stuff is like glue. Don't people use some of that stuff as glue? Flour, water. That's how you make paper mache, right? It's crazy sauce. It is not fun to clean if you let it sit for a while, but there's that. Okay, now I've moved on to doing laundry. I try my best to fold it as it's coming out of the dryer, but I'm not always the one to catch it when it comes out of the dryer. So there's that. But I feel like we've been doing a decent job of staying on top of it. And then I needed to come back in the laundry room and just make sure that the surface, like the countertop of the laundry room was cleaned off because to me, that means it's clean, even though it's not all the way tidy. You know my motto, only clean what can be seen. And in my mind, if it's in a basket, if it's contained, if, the clean clothes are in the basket underneath the counter, you can't really see it. You can't really tell. Is there still work that needs to be done? Yeah, I need to put Wolfgang's clothes away, Meredith's clothes away, and I always help Wentworth put his clothes away, although sometimes he does it on his own. But most of the time, like we have towels sitting up there, so I just needed to like put them away where they go in all the linen closets. But it does take time going back and forth and sorting which towels go in which bathroom and all of that stuff. Not that it really matters, but it kind of matters because I, in my head, have told myself that it matters. Oh, and I'm dumping out the bleach water that was down there. And Wolfgang was like, oh, what's this? And so I thought, oh my gosh, why is that mop water there? I need to dump it. So people apparently have an issue with dumping like mop water into a sink. This is our utility sink. So I'm like, if I can't dump mop water here, where the heck can I dump it? Everyone seems to tell me if they have a problem with it, dump that in the toilet. Oh my gosh. I'm like, why? Truly, it goes to the same place. If you're worried about my sink being dirty, this is the utility sink, so I'm not worried about it. And I wipe it down every time anyway, so I don't know. Let me know if there truly is a difference. In my mind, there's not. I don't know. But just to clarify that for those of you who see me dump it in the sink and you're like, oh my gosh, I would never. Well, I would. And that's how I live my life. I don't really care too much about anything. And I think there's a pro to that. There are probably some cons too, but I'll worry about that at a later date when I have time to worry about things that don't matter. This is what I'm talking about, cleaning off the counter here. I just needed to put a whole bunch of junk away, and I did that. And it just feels so much better when I cleared the space off. I love Wolfgang's little bed head. It's my favorite. He's just the sweetest little boy. I could squeeze him. And doesn't that feel so much nicer? I found this herb garden while I was cleaning out the pantry. It is like 4 years old. And the top, I don't know, it's a little questionable. It may have gotten a little moisture on it. I just opened it up. I don't know, there's soil everywhere.
Oh, are these the seeds? No, instructions. Oh, you literally just pop the top, add some water, throw the seeds in, and wait a week to 5 weeks. I'm gonna have herbs up in here. I'm sorry, homesteaders say what? Okay, I don't think it matters what seeds go where, but this is basil, cilantro, and mint. Does soil go bad? Oh my gosh. The can is like brittle. That can't be a good sign, right? Is that mold? No, that's just soil. Well, the worst thing that could happen is that it doesn't grow and
my camera died when I was doing my herb garden thing. I did set them outside, no sprouts yet. It's only been a couple of days. But when I say my camera died, it actually didn't die, it broke. So anyway, everything that I filmed the last part of this video didn't keep because I guess when a traumatic event happens to the camera, the memory card doesn't save it. It just tries to forget it. Okay, it's kind of like our memory. But anyway, that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with me. Don't forget to check out IXL. My link is in the description box below. You can get 20% off of your first yearly subscription or your first month of IXL. And my kids have used the program for many, many years, so it's something that we really encourage and enjoy for home learning. I hope you guys check it out. If you want to, subscribe, put a little happy in your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.